Yeah, it's been good to be back out, during a bye week. Well needed, in terms. It's always needed, but when you hit this, week, 10 weeks, it definitely is something where you can feel it. So the guys have earned it. They've just put in a lot of work and a lot of time and energy goes into getting to this point in the year. So obviously Coach Wilcox has a great plan to how we're using it. It's been great, and coming off last weekend, it was great to see the entire team, and speaking offensively in general, take a big step from where we were the week before. And we didn't play our best football at Colorado. I give Colorado credit too. I never like to take anything away, but we knew there are just some things we needed to do better, and our guys took to that in practice, and it carried over into the game. We found a good tempo and rhythm, which we lacked a little bit in that game. And but now again, every week's its own, and we got to go earn it again.
How much of that tempo and rhythm was being able to run Patrick 33 times?
Yeah, that definitely has something to do with it. There's no question about it. And I think anytime you can get positive yardage, obviously on first down, that allows you to get into a tempo and a rhythm. And we were able to do that, even whether we were running it or at times we were throwing it too. We were, again, when you're that high percentage, I think we're 24 of 30. It allows you even on first down to be throwing it and still get into a tempo and a rhythm, without an incompletion going to 2nd and 10. So whether it was obviously the running game, which we knew we were going to utilize, but you never plan on it. I didn't go into the game saying, I'm going to run it 33 times, but you feel it during a game, and that's always how I believe, calling a game is at its best when you can feel it during a game and make adjustments based on what you feel like gives you the best chance to win.
As he got into a rhythm, was there a thought of, hey, we do have a bye, we can run him down a little bit, and he'll have a week to recover?
No, not
okay.
really. It was honestly just, even if we were playing this week, I would have done the same exact thing. And Pat will be the first to tell you just the way he's wired and the way he's, even when he got the ball 4 straight times and I, took him out, he's the first one to come off going, I'm not tired, coach. That's just how he is. But that's not just, oh, wow, he's lucky, that he can do that. It's time, energy, it's how he sleeps, how he eats, how he prepares, how he handles January, February, March, April, May. That's why he can do that. That's why he can feel like that, and his body can still be in a great position because he puts in the work.
Well, not necessarily conditioning, but the hit that you're taking a car crash every 33 times. That's gonna wear you down.
Right.
Shane Vereen ran it 42 times against Stanford in 09, and he was not the same for the next few weeks.
Right.
So, did you worry about, do you put him in like a bubble wrap this week, and like you aren't taking a single hit, and if you fall down, we're going to tie you to a bench?
No, he'd go stir crazy if you did that with him. He wants to practice anyway. Obviously you're selective and you're smart about what you do with any of your guys, especially guys that play at a high volume and at running back, but he's going to practice. He already has been practicing just like he does, and he's going to be, and I get it, there's hits to be taken, but what I'm saying is he takes care of, it's not just conditioning, he takes care of his body to a level he can withstand those types of hits. He can withstand those because of what he does in the weight room, how he eats, how he prepares, just everything adds to why he's able to, again, sustain great energy and great levels even late in a ball game or late in a season.
Your offense did something we haven't seen here in years, and that's going a long time-eating drive to wrap up the game. Is that ideally what you'd like to see there when the situation calls for it?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you have a lead late in the game, and I've been proud of our guys. We've been able to find that type of finish in a few different ball games, where we've been able to run it late. But that one was definitely one where we're able to eat up a lot of time, gain some first downs, and most of it was on the ground, except for, swing pass to Pat on 3rd and 6 there on that last drive. So, yes, that's, any offensive coordinator will tell you that, if they can get into the middle of the 4th quarter and they're up, and if they're up multiple scores, hey, if we can finish this without putting our defense back on the field and eat up some clock, then that's ideal.
On bye weeks, typically you like to have guys come back that have been out a little bit, but you're in the unfortunate situation where a lot of guys are out for the whole year. Are you going to at least be able to get back at a guy or two that had been out recently with injury, or is it just a matter of getting guys a little bit healthier?
Yeah, we'll see. Most of it's just getting guys a little bit healthier, but there could be a guy or two that is able to come back, but I just can't, I don't even know yet, who or if that's definitely going to be the case. So it's mainly, not as much about, hey, can we get this guy back? And if guys come back, that's fantastic. It's added to it. But it's those guys, like we talked about, that have been 10 straight weeks now getting some wear and tear off their body, getting, great sleep, great eat, great conditioning with Coach Beck, great, all that stuff, just to give them that, that push run for these last 2 regular season games and the opportunity to try and earn something more.
How have your teams responded to buys in your decade or so of coaching?
Fairly good. I don't know. I have no idea what the records are, but thinking back just without looking at it specifically, case by case, pretty well, but each team's its own, so it's one of those things. The expectation that we got to use this, we got to take advantage of this bye week. We have to make it a weapon for us, because Stanford's going to be, we know that, it's going to be tough enough as its own and going on the road, so what can we do to create this to be an advantage for us, and these are the how we're going to do that is what Coach Wilcox has laid out for us this week.
Did anything change on the offensive line from week to week? Was it more growth from week to week, or because I saw guys coming off at the second level a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. We're still all playing together, for the first time, playing together in a new system. When I say for the first time this season, so you're continuing to grow every week, and there definitely was some growth from where we are, at different points of the season to where we were last week. So I don't know if anything changed as much as, yes, you have a decent amount of, a couple young guys, but, most of them are, in that have played some football, but they, we're all still playing together for the first season. So you're always going to have some of that natural growth that's still occurring, or you want that natural growth still occurring even in that last quarter of the season, which we're in right now.
Yeah, and you had Mike starting for the first time for you. How do you integrate?
Oh, he's, just like we expected from the get-go. He's just got a lot of stuff to him. He's got a lot of stuff from a talent standpoint, but he's got a lot of stuff, mentally. And what I mean by that is he's someone who loves the game, loves playing the game, loves studying the game. And when he's in a one-on-one matchup on the field, whatever his assignment is, he loves that competitive moment. You can just see it. And those are the type of guys that, give you a great opportunity to win football games.
Since he kind of came off injury against USC, he's played in I think, almost every game, if not every game. Have you seen him grow from game to game? Have you seen him get better game to game?
Yeah, you definitely have. He's just he's able to carry more of the technique that, Coach Wood is doing in practice, carry that into the games, and he's able to, truly what's being taught and carry that into the game. And he's also just mentally, you're able to play faster, play at a better level when you start understanding things better mentally at any position, and definitely up there. So, yes, there's a definite growth in terms of where he is right now compared to where he was early in the season.
How much have you looked at Stanford at this point?
Decent amount. We've been watching some. We've been installing some things already, and very impressed. So we know that. But you don't want to get too ahead of yourself, because I think this week there's a lot of Stanford elements to this week, but there's a lot of elements of fundamentals and what we do, and just in terms of improving in those ways too. So it's a little bit of both this week.
Are there any, considering it's more of a developmental week, are there any younger true freshmen that are redshirting that have stood out this week?
There's been a few guys that have, different, it's good to see Garber's getting some, a lot of reps in these developmental squads, at the QB position. So that's been fun to see. And then, some of the young O-linemen, doing some good things up front. So, open up some holes. And even just some of our running backs that have played a little bit, in terms of DC and Z, both getting some reps. And they had some nice, some nice stuff at the end of this one too. So it's not just the redshirt freshmen as much as sometimes the guys who maybe haven't been playing as much on Saturdays, getting to see, what they can do as well.
Has McElwain gotten reps too?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Brandon's done some really good things, and you just see it. You just see more of a, he understands, just more and more about the offense, so he can get to things that much quicker, and obviously Coach Dewey's done a great job with him, even in the limited time he has him, because a lot of times he's on a scout team and not able to be in certain meetings, but you can still see a growth with him. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see Brandon and Garbers get these type of reps this week, 'cause it's always fun to see those. I don't consider Brandon, I didn't mention him first because he wasn't a redshirt freshman like the question was asked, but he is still a young player within this program, doing some really good. I think he was Scout Team Player of the Week last week as well. So
excited to see what that competition will look like a year from now, a little less than a year from now.
Yeah, it'll be there in due time. Right now, focus on Stanford.
And what do you say to the rumors that you interviewed with Oregon State? I know he kind of playfully asked that.
Honestly, I didn't even. That I have?
That you have.
Interesting. That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah. So No, those are exactly what they are, rumors.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.